What's going on, people? Welcome back to Curtis Shaw TV, back with another live stream. Of course, happy Christmas to everybody in the community, everybody that has supported the channel since day one, whether you've been here from day one or you've just arrived today. Big up to every single one of you for tuning in. Hope you're having a great Christmas. Hope you're safe. Later than usual stream today, as I've been running around, lastminuteshopping.com, Christmas Eve settings, Amazon deliveries, all of that. It's been chaotic, but big up to everyone. Hope you're all well. Hope you're safe. Take your time, relax, put your feet up, enjoy yourself, football, food, drink. You know how it goes, people. And, enjoy the Christmas season period and just relax, and hopefully Arsenal can go 3-point collecting on Boxing Day, people, against Norwich. Big up to everyone in the chat. Hope you're well. Jack, Merry Christmas, you absolute legends. Listen, big up to every single one of you in the community who has supported this channel, man. It's much appreciated. Trust me. Craig, big up Curtis. Merry Christmas, bro. Here looking fresh. Hey, we have to try and tidy up a little bit for Christmas. Man's been looking rough the last few days. Lozma said, Merry Xmas, Curtis. Best wishes to you and your family. HMT, Merry Christmas. Let's go into Granit Xhaka mode, people, from early. I definitely don't want to miss any comments. People are now trying to turn that into Thomas Partey mode, man. Who would have thought, when we paid 45 million when Robbie was dancing around the Emirates, that we'd be in this situation where we're bantering Thomas Partey, Jay Mystery, Merry Christmas to you and the fam, bro. Cormac, Merry Christmas. Curtis from Ireland. Zach, big up everyone. Listen, as I always say, people, big up to everyone that supports the channel. Like I always say, you never know when you start anything, how it's going to work out, starting a YouTube channel, and just talking about football. Are people going to buy into your opinions and like what you do? And the support everyone has given has been overwhelming. So big up to every single one of you. It's been a great year, views, comments, subscribers, winning the Football Content Awards. I cannot thank all of you enough. And 2022, we're going again, people. We got more trophies than Harry Kane, so we go again in 2022. Big up to every single one of you, people. Oz said, Ray and Nephew vibes. Bless up, everyone. Merry Christmas, and a big up Mr. Curtis Shaw Award winner and family plus everyone in the chat. 100%. It's community settings here, people. Community settings. And as I said, it was a bit of a surprise stream because I couldn't do 2 p.m. today as I was running around. If you're anything like me, people, I leave most of my shopping until, today and the last couple of days. Emergency Amazon deliveries turning up today, people. So anyway, let's get into it. Big up to all of you. And let's see if we can hit 40k by New Year's, man. We need about 600 more subscribers. I think we can do it. But listen, appreciate all of your support in the comments, every single one of you. As you can see, little Arsenal background, a little bit festive. I haven't got the Christmas jumper, unfortunately. But, we move, people. Right. Let's get into the football stuff, what you've come here for, and let's talk about Mikel Arteta and Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. I've got a feeling this is gonna end up being like, it's like EastEnders, we all know who the bad guy is, but they're gonna drag it out for 6 months before they reveal it to everyone. Just let us know who done what, and we can make our decision from there. But they don't want to let us know. Now, Arteta did an interview yesterday in preparation to the Norwich game. It wasn't an actual full-on press conference. But Arteta was asked about Aubameyang, and the question that he was asked kind of took him back a bit. For anybody that hasn't seen it, go and check that out on social media, on YouTube. He was asked, and I love the question, why don't they ask these questions when we're doing waffle settings? But the guy basically said to him, are you too harsh as a manager? Because you're a new manager, is it something of a dictatorship? And he didn't like the question. You could see he kind of sat there and, you could see he was like, how do I answer this? He didn't look happy with the question. And he said, I don't establish my authority by being dictatorial or trying to be ruthless. And he definitely didn't like that question. You could see he was a little bit angry and annoyed with the question. But these are the questions you got to ask. You're a new manager. You have no experience of doing this. Have you been too harsh with these players? They also asked him, is the Aubameyang situation similar to Mesut Ozil? Because people felt maybe he dealt with Mesut Ozil in an overly harsh manner as well. And again, he didn't like that question. He went on to say, I just asked for one thing. It's respect and commitment. That's all. Picture there, man. I mean, the relationship looks strong there. You know, Arteta's got his head on Aubameyang's shoulder. These were the good old days, man. FA Cup winning settings and all of that. Aubameyang's all smiles. I mean, do we ever think we're going to see a picture like this again? I very, very much doubt it. Josh said, Arteta, send him to the gulag. I'm telling you. He's not having it, people. Omar, trust me, man, the good old days. Remember when Aubameyang was tweeting my manager? Man was saying my manager about Arteta, you know. I don't think he'll be saying that now, let me tell you that. Coolest captain in the world, he called himself, but unfortunately not now. I just want us to know the whole truth, people, but it doesn't look like we're going to hear it. But he did answer it pretty well after that. He said, listen, I asked for one thing. It's respect and commitment. He went on to say, if you want to represent a club of this size with its history, that's the minimum standards you give. And listen, I do agree with what he says there. I do agree with that. He then goes on to say, I'm not going to ask them to put the ball in the top corner every time they hit that ball, but I will ask them to do the right things every day for this club. That's for sure. I mean, Ian Wright made a comment the other day and he said that Arteta should give us full transparency because I think he's going to keep being asked about him. And I think the longer this... We saw yesterday, big up Fran who came on the show yesterday. I enjoyed that show, really good show. We got great feedback. I will be doing more content with Fran moving forward in 2022. So big up to him. Big up Broads in the chat said Arteta sounding like he's Aubameyang's wife to us. You know what I mean? I said, listen, you turned up late. That's it. It's over. But I just think... I think they've had a bust up. I reckon, and Fran touched on it, when they sat down and had the meeting, because it happens with most managers and players, they have a fallout, and next minute they go, right, we're going to have a meeting, sit down and try and discuss it. I think when those two have sat down, Aubameyang and Arteta, I think that has ended up flaring up even more. You know, I don't think they've sat down, had a conversation, shook hands and come out of it with a resolution. I think they've had an argument in that discussion. Aubameyang's probably said, listen, I know I've been late, blah, 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 but my mum was unwell. I had to go to France. I've come back late, but you should have been a bit more understanding. Arteta's probably saying, listen, Auba, we gave you the day off to go there. You've come back late. The London derby, it's happened before. I've tried to defend you. Enough's enough. You're training by yourself, and it's probably got worse. You know, it's like throwing an aerosol can in a fire. It's going to blow up and get worse. So, like you said, Oz, we want the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. You know what I mean? We're sick of this. But it is what it is. And as I said yesterday, people, we looked at the fixture list going into January, and it's not pretty. Now, the EFL have revealed today, by the way, that the game against Liverpool will be played over 2 legs. There was a lot of discussion that it would be cut down to 1 leg, with the team that was drawn first playing the home leg, which a lot of Arsenal fans were saying, listen, that's much better. 1 game at home, hopefully Liverpool rest players. Arsenal will play on the 6th of January away. So the away leg, and then the home leg is the 13th of January, the following week. So we play away first, and the second leg is at home. A terrible, terrible fixture list moving into January. As we spoke about yesterday, people, on the show, you know, we play Manchester City, Tottenham, Manchester City at home, Tottenham away, Liverpool home and away, and Nottingham Forest. Some very difficult games there going into January. So the pressure will mount on him when results turn. People, the first thing they'll say is, do you need Aubameyang? You know, so I think he needs to put it to bed one way or another. Sam said, best community online. Merry Crimbo, all you legends. I second that. Big up E. Ross. Thank you very much with the super chat, bro. Said, Merry Christmas, Curtis. Just wanted to say thank you and everyone in this chat for making me laugh when times were hard. Keep doing your thing, bro. And to everyone here, live every day like it's your last. Stay blessed. And you know what? I echo that entirely. And listen, if this channel helps one person for 1 second, it's doing exactly what it's created for at the end of the day. And I have to say as well, people, that the energy, the vibes, the comments that you give back it's a two-way street. The vibe. Some days you turn up, you go, do you know what? Am I going to do it today? I'm a bit tired. But then the energy I get from all of you in the comments, so I have to big all of you up as well, people. LG92, Merry Christmas, Curtis. Thanks for the year of entertainment. We move, people. Dan said, bring on Boxing Day. I mean, listen, we need to be slapping up Norwich on Boxing Day. There's no doubt about that. Bottom of the league and a team we need to be beating. But yeah, the Aubameyang issue rumbles on, people. You know, yesterday he was being linked with a move to PSG. PSG apparently looking at moving on Icardi and could bring in Aubameyang to replace him on loan with an option to buy, which, as I said yesterday on yesterday's show, there's no way on earth I would let Aubameyang leave on loan with an option. If he goes on loan, there has to be an obligation to buy him at the end of the season. I think Arsenal could end up in a situation where Aubameyang does not leave in January. They're going to have to be careful. Big up King, who said, big up C, Merry Xmas, you are great and will achieve great things. I appreciate that, bro. Broad said, Forest v Arsenal, the Curtis Shaw derby. I mean, listen, I'm hoping to go to that game, man. Looking forward to it as well. Fally Lou said, Merry Christmas, you filthy animals, and a Happy New Year. Exactly, man, exactly. HMT, Coney from Spanish Town versus Sweg, a.k.a. Fofty. Well, listen, you've led me in nicely there to the Fofty topic, because we all know Fofty is a running joke between Aubameyang and a certain Ainsley Maitland Niles. And story has broken today, and it seems that there is a lot of truth in this. And it seems as if Ainsley Maitland Niles could be on his way out of Arsenal. Now, this is the story. James Ollie broke the exclusive this morning for ESPN. The story is Roma are in talks to sign Ainsley Maitland-Niles on loan in January. Nothing finalised, but discussions currently focusing on loan with a possible option to buy. Everton also retain an interest. Now, I have to say, the Aubameyang situation, we don't know the full situation there. So I understand people who criticise him and people who defend him. I have to say, in this situation, I think Ainsley Maitland-Niles has been treated terribly by Mikel Arteta. Honestly, I think he's been treated horribly by him. Now, it's interesting because I felt like Mourinho basically trolled Arsenal in the summer. He spent all summer being linked with Xhaka, then offered us peanuts for him, and we didn't sell him. Now he's turning up in January saying, can I have Ainsley Maitland-Niles off you on loan with an option to buy? Now, the Arsenal fan in me says, listen, reject that. Tell Mourinho, put the money on the table or do one. But, Ainsley's been done so dirty. Now, I was looking at some stats for Ainsley. This season, Ainsley Maitland-Niles has only started 2 games for Arsenal. 2 games. Bear in mind, Ainsley, we rejected an offer from Everton to sign him in the summer, which led to him feeling so desperate to leave. He went on social media and said, please let me go. He'd given up. He'd had enough. So we rejected his move to Everton in the summer to keep him, to give him 2 starts in half a season. And then last summer, we rejected a move to Wolves to keep him, only to loan him out to West Brom for him to go and get relegated. He has been done dirty, Ainsley Maitland-Niles. Sheets of Metal said, Curtis, do you think Aubameyang not saying something makes it worse for him? And other rumours wanting to buy him. Question, favourite Christmas movie? Man, have I even really got a Christmas movie, man? I like the comedies at Christmas, man. I like things like Elf and Home Alone 2 and, them kind of... Bad Santa's a good one as well. I like them kind of films, man. You can't beat them films. But yeah, listen, I feel... Big up Sheets of Metal. I feel he's had some bad treatment, Ainsley Maitland-Niles. And listen, it's interesting. What I want to know, people, would you allow Ainsley to go to Roma on loan in January? Because one half of me says, listen, oh yeah, Die Hard was on yesterday, actually. I saw that. Bit of Bruce Willis action at Christmas. You can't go wrong, to be fair. You can't go wrong. Ainsley got man of the match against Watford and hasn't played since. I want to know your opinion. Would you let Ainsley go on loan to Roma because he's been treated so bad? Or Do we have to shut it down and say, listen, it's Mourinho, he done us dirty, you ain't having him unless you pay for him? Let me know in the comments, people. Trading Places, another great film, man. Another great film. I was just watching Brewster's Millions, if you've ever seen that. Richard Pryor, if you know about your old school comedy, you know. Trading Places, man. Growing up, I was a huge Eddie Murphy fan. I think I had literally all of his films, you know, all the Beverly Hills Cop, Coming to America, all of them. 48 Hours. So, yeah, man, another great one. Coney is so cold-hearted. He is, man. He is. And it says Everton also retain an interest again. Hendon Guna said no to Ainsley going on loan. We will need him when Partey is away at AFCON. Now, what you can see happening here, and we've seen it before, we'll probably see it again. El Neni and Partey go to AFCON in January. So, in my opinion, there's no way Arsenal will let Ainsley leave on loan in January, because we're only going to have Lokonga, Xhaka and Ainsley Maitland-Niles. Now, we play FA Cup, we play Carabao Cup, we play Premier League. So they're going to probably reject it, say no. Then when Partey comes back, the man's going to have to just sit down and sit on the bench again. So, you know, I can see this being another very frustrating transfer window for Ainsley Maitland-Niles. We will probably reject those offers. He will play for a few weeks, and then he'll sit him back down when the players come back, man. So I feel for him, but it happens. Cheers, everyone, by the way. Happy Christmas to everyone. Richard Pryor, proper legend, man. Dud Pistachio said, just watch Trading Places. What a film. What a film. Cap said, Richard Pryor, the GOAT. Jashar said, big up Curtis. I can't help feeling Ainsley Maitland-Niles has been mismanaged. Let him go. I think the problem with Ainsley is, I think Arsenal are in a situation now where they want cash for him. They want to sell him. I don't think they would want him to go on loan with an option. Arsenal should not be loaning a 23-year-old England international with an option to buy. He should have value. We should be able to go to a team. If Ainsley played for Liverpool with Michael Edwards, I guarantee Ainsley would go for 25, 30 million. This is the club that sells man like Solanke for 20 million. You know, they sell... who else? Jordan Ibe for 15 million. You know, they make money on players that are not even worth much. Ainsley is a 23-year-old England international. Man should be picking up 20, 25 million for him. But again, Arsenal have this habit of not selling players when they're at prime, financial earnings. We could have sold him for 20 million to Wolves. Now, what's he worth now? 10, 15 million. D-Man said, I've just joined the stream. Hard trip. Hey, big up, man. I have to look fresh for Christmas, you know. Broad said, to be honest, this is the worst window due to COVID. No gold ties on the transfer deadline day. Next window, don't hold your breath. I think you'll see loans all over the place in this window. Cone Man music settings, people. Smart Cookie said, I don't have a problem with Arteta being a disciplinarian so long as he wins every match. I mean, listen, no manager wins every match. I just think he's got to, at times, show an ability to handle a player that is, you know, misbehaving himself a little bit. You can't always just say, oh, you know, you don't agree with what I want to do, so get rid. Sometimes you've got to show them my management skills, you know, and that's the thing that I feel we need to see with Arteta. Barry said, Merry Christmas from Belfast. Big up, bro. Ainsley for Tammy Abraham. I mean, Tammy's doing all right over there, so I don't expect them to let him go at all, you know. Hi, and welcome to Transfer Daily. Today we sign no one. I mean, listen, don't forget, people, transfer window opens next weekend. We will be doing daily content around the transfer window. I'm going to try and get some transfer guests on the show as well. So hopefully we have a big January. Jonathan said, your take on Auba and Ainsley is very questionable. I mean, Jonathan, you give me your explanation, mate. I'm more than willing to listen. To me, Aubameyang, I think if he's turning up late on a consistent basis and you're the captain, then I can understand taking the armband off him. What I don't understand is basically closing the door on him without saying there's any way for you to ever get back into this squad. With Ainsley, I feel he has been mistreated, though. I really do. You've taken 2 moves off him and decided not to play him. I think that's harsh. Tom said Home Alone's on at 6 p.m. on Channel 4. We might have to watch that, people. No watch-alongs, though. No watch-along. Lloydish said, Christmas here in Australia. Big up Big C for the year, you legend. Big up to Lloydish, man. I know you're 24 hours ahead in Australia, so Merry Christmas. You're already celebrating, probably, eating food and whatever. So big up to you. We're not there yet. We're nearly there, people. Curtis, there has to be more than Aubameyang turning up late. As I said, I think there's way more to the Aubameyang situation. I think that's blown up. And I think the manager has decided, listen, I can't handle him. He's on a lot of money. Let's move him on. Condon said, home alone on. No watch-alongs for that. Listen, obviously we play against Norwich on Boxing Day. 3 games have been called off now in the Premier League. I'm just really hoping the Arsenal game isn't called off because, of course, it'd be nice on Boxing Day to do a watch-along and see Arsenal hopefully go 3-point collecting. Yeah, I saw this comment from Ben White. He said, I've had a few managers and I'd say Arteta's man management is the best I've been under. I mean, listen, what can I say about that? Listen, he may believe that. So I'm not going to deny that. Or he may genuinely believe you're better than Potter. He played at Leeds. Was Bielsa the manager when he was there? Maybe he is. But of course he has to say that. But I don't want to say that he doesn't believe that because he may. But what I'll say is this. Every one of you in the comments, whatever job or career you're in, if I did a public interview to you and said, what do you think of your manager? You're not going to say anything negative about them, because you're going to look after yourself in that situation. But, maybe he is. But we can see, I think if you're a young player, if you're Ramsdale, if you're Ben White, if you're Saka, Smith Rowe, young players who've been given opportunities by Mikel Arteta, you're going to like him. The way you feel about a football manager is purely about the way that manager treats you. If he picks you every week, you're going to get on with that manager. If you fall out with him and he leaves you out of the team, you're not going to like him. And that's the natural way, really, of football. Ben White plays every week. He's just paid 50 million for you. A lot of these players get around 10% signing on fee, so he's probably just got £5 million in his bank, so of course he's going to love him. So it's totally understandable. Marshall said, Big C, did you watch Life by Eddie Murphy 1999? Listen, I absolutely love that film. Eddie Murphy and Martin Lawrence, what a film. Big up Get Swifty, who said, Merry Christmas to Cruz. I appreciate that, bro. Thank you very much. I'll pass that on to him. I'm sure he'll love that, and you'll get some FIFA points or whatever he gets. Big up to you. Mark Huckle said, just joined, Big C. Happy Christmas to you and your family. Looking forward to another year of Curtis Shaw TV. Big up to you, bro. Thank you for your support. And like I said, hope everyone is safe, well, and enjoying themselves over this festive period. Slightly later than usual today. Was hoping to get on at 2 o'clock, but if you're anything like me, people, last minute Christmas shopping is a thing that I seem to thrive on for some reason. I wake up on Christmas Eve, I'm like, boy, man, need to start this Christmas shopping, you know what I mean? But it is what it is. AFC 123, loving the Christmas background, Big C. Arsenal in the top 4 is a nice Christmas present. Most of us would not have expected to have seen Arsenal in the top 4 at Christmas. And listen, as I always say, for all my criticisms that I've had of Mikel Arteta, I have to give him equal praise when he achieves something. I would not have expected Arsenal to have been in the top 4 at this point in the season. What I hope is in 6 months' time, we're sitting here going, wow, they've actually achieved something great. To me, there's 2 options here. Top 4 or top 6 with a trophy. I think those would be the 2 options that I would consider a success for Arsenal this season. If we got top 4 and a trophy, that would be unbelievable. Big up to everyone wishing Merry Christmas. Shahil said Jack Wilshere on a short-term contract. I mean, that would be interesting. If Arsenal get to January, only got 3 centre mids because 2 are at AFCON, and we can't get anybody that we're targeting, do you just give Jack Wilshere a monthly, a month-to-month contract and use him in the short term? I probably don't think he's up to it. I can't lie. I don't think he's up to it. Curtis has Aubameyang time. Hey, listen, man. I'm a little bit earlier than Auba. He turned up a day late. Sometimes I'm 5-10 minutes late, We ain't turning up 24 hours late, Aubameyang is a big elf. Man said the big elf is throwing snowballs at him, man, at Arteta. Pay as you play on Wilshere. It would be interesting. Over 1,000 of you in here. Listen, man, what a community we got, people. I threw this stream together at the last minute. Different time. It's Christmas Eve. I'm sure some of you are still running around, preparing the food for tomorrow, chasing last minute presents, waiting for deliveries or whatever you're doing. And over 1,000 of you worldwide. So big up to every single one of you. You know what the gaffer says? Leave a day early, no excuses. I mean, listen, lateness in football is something that you can't really excuse. Honestly, you can't. It doesn't matter what level. All right, you can understand it if you're a semi-professional who's maybe leaving work on a Tuesday. You've done your 9 to 5 and then you've got to be at the ground for 6 and you're in traffic. I think then you can have a bit of an excuse. But the problem is, Aubameyang, you're a millionaire, you've got the cars. The one going to collect your mum who wasn't well, I think that's a little bit... You can give a little bit of leeway for that. But when you're turning up late for games because of traffic and things like that, that's where you've got nowhere to go. There's no excuse. Craig said, Curtis, having a cold beer watching your stream. Cheers, bro. Hey, cheers to everyone, man. Cheers to everyone. Great year in the community. Arsenal are 4th, man. It's like top of the pops, We're up there. We're chasing that Christmas #1. I don't think we're quite going to get the #1 spot, though. Gracias por favor said, why is it that the player never gets the benefit of the doubt? Mbappe used to be late often. Listen, I would say when you are on fire, you will get away with a lot of things. Let me make this clear, people. You know this in any environment. If you're in sales and you're selling things left, right, and center, yo, boss, going to be a bit late tomorrow, man. I got this. Yeah, don't worry, man. Don't worry. Get in here at 10. It's fine because you're mashing up all them targets. You're talking about Mbappe. PSG don't mind Mbappe turning up a little bit late because guess what? He's, what did Real Madrid offer? 170 million euros. I'm sure Aubameyang would have been turning up late when he was banging goals in and we never heard about it. I'm sure that would have happened. But when the player is not performing, guess what? Stories start getting leaked. And that's the way it goes, people. When you're valuable and you're a commodity to that club, they will protect you. But when you're not, when you're missing chances and they're thinking you're replaceable, they will start leaking them stories all over the place. Hey, Gunners, what do you think about Anthony from Brazil? Baller. I would like Arsenal to go and get him. He's a quality player. Elliot Roberts said, Merry Christmas, Curtis. Hope you enjoy the sorrel and rum cake tomorrow. An Arsenal win will top it up nicely. Did you hear of the supposed Renato Sanches pre-contract agreement? And again, you led me in nicely to my next topic. And Giles said, Curtis, are you doing an Arsenal career mode in FIFA 22? My aim, people, the start of next year, obviously next month, we've got the equipment in now. Hopefully, we're going to set up a gaming channel as well, maybe on Twitch, and we'll do some career mode and, get people involved. Maybe we'll do tournaments with the community. We've got all sorts going off. Merch coming, maybe another YouTube channel for different content, movies, music, all of that. It's coming, people. Bear with me. So let's talk about Renato Sanches. You've led me in nicely there to the Renato Sanches story. Now, the Mirror are saying that Renato Sanches has made his feelings clear about an Arsenal transfer as a gentleman's agreement is set. Now, listen, these things are not set in stone. It isn't something that we can say, absolutely, this is for certain. But the Mirror is not a bad source out of the newspapers. There is a rumour today that Renato Sanches has a gentleman's agreement in place to join Arsenal in January if we agree the fee with Lille. And Lille apparently only want around £24 million for him, which is not bad, all in all. Obviously, we spoke yesterday, me and Fran, about the injury problems. Now, for me, I would target players before Renato Sanches, but he would be on my list. I like Bruno Guimaraes at Lyon. I like Auba at Lyon. I like Basuma. There are 3 or 4, but if we couldn't get those 3 or 4, then I would take a risk on Renato Sanches at 24 million. Now, we know it's a gamble because he is injury prone, but like we've said, Partey wasn't injury prone. He come to Arsenal and everything changed. Big up Josh, I hope you're well, bro. He said, love this community and love trying to make us laugh. Remember my Locatelli and Jeff Shreves jokes. Ask me about my boss, you're going to get no comment. You know what I mean? You have to handle them questions, carefully. You'll find yourself unemployed if you say the truth. You know what I mean? So, big up to you, Jay, and I appreciate your support on the channel. McLovin said, Sanchez just wants Premier League football. You guys could get him easy, quality players, but can be a liability with injury. And as I said, I was looking at Renato Sanchez's stats because, every time I watch him, I think there's a very, very good player there. The problem is, as we always said, the injuries. He's only played more than 20 games once since 2015. He's only played 20 games once. Now, the positive thing is, he played over 20 games last season. 23 games in the league and another 6 in the cup. So he played 29 games last season. So he's maybe not as injury prone as he previously was. And I think he has stepped it up. He has got a point to prove. After, he got the big move to Bayern Munich from Benfica, probably wasn't ready for it. And it didn't work out for him. I think there's definitely somebody there with a point to prove, with hunger, that can come to Arsenal and improve us. Definitely better than Granit Xhaka, in my opinion, and El Neni. Footy Chat said, Merry Christmas, Curtis, in the chat. Hope you're all good. Big up to you, bro. Surf Esther said, Big up C. Big up Big C. The 26th is my birthday. I hope Arsenal don't spoil my birthday for me. Happy birthday to you in advance. And listen, if Arsenal don't beat Norwich, bottom of the league, who've scored 8 goals in 17 games, conceded 34, then something is seriously wrong. Magoo said Kessie or Sanchez. Listen, because of the injury problems, you'd have to take Kessie. Kessie is also out of contract in the summer, so you could get Kessie for nothing. So, but like Usman's saying here, I'm seeing Kessie's being linked with Man United. I haven't seen a Real Madrid link. If he can go Real Madrid, he's not coming to Arsenal. So that's the problem. I don't think we can get Kessie. I think we can get Renato Sanches. As I said, he wouldn't be at the top of my list. I would go Basuma, I would go Bruno Guimaraes, I would go Auba, and then I would maybe look at somebody like Renato Sanches a little bit further down the line. Rodney said, how much would Guimaraes from Lyon cost? I mean, they were saying about 35 million. Lyon are actually struggling this season as well, which means they may be more keen on selling him, So we'll have to see on that one. Every Day on Waffling said, free Aubameyang now. We missed the Wakanda goal celebration. The good old days, man. The good old days of Aubameyang putting on masks, doing Wakanda celebrations. But hey, buy Kante. Well, we had the opportunity. We decided to buy Xhaka instead. Yeah, Ruben, as I said, Guimaraes from Lyon is a player that I rate. Tarun said, I feel Saliba won't come back to play under the dictator. I mean, I was a little bit worried the other day. Saliba did an interview and he was talking about his future. And he didn't mention Arsenal at all. He was like, I'm focusing on Marseille. What happens in the future, kind of happens. He wasn't, to me, if he'd had a discussion with Arteta, surely he would have come out and said, listen, focusing on Marseille, want to finish the season, and obviously next season back to Arsenal. The fact he said nothing. I think if Saliba was to leave without playing, I think Arsenal fans would go crazy. I think they would go absolutely mad and say, how has this kid not been given a chance when, we've seen him play against Mbappe and wrap him up and get man of the match. Machine said, Milan cannot compete with us for Sanchez, wages-wise, no chance. If it's a straight shootout between Milan and Arsenal, and he goes to Arsenal because the money will talk. I mean, the only other thing is that, Milan are in the Champions League, although I believe they've just been knocked out. So, yeah, I think he would come to us over Milan because we'd offer far more wages. Raj from Tech Support said, hey, Curtis, shout out from New Zealand. Christmas morning, watching my favourite YouTuber, Merry Christmas Gooners. Big up to you. Merry Christmas to people on the other side of the world, New Zealand, Australia. I know it is now Christmas Day for you. Chris George said, Curtis, who do you personally want us to sign? I mean, I like Basuma. I've always thought he was a beast. Obviously, he's still got that case going off the pitch, which, is a little bit messy. I like Bruno Guimaraes. I like Aouar as well. Any one of those three for me, I would be very happy with. Mr. SJE said, big up Curtis, got some rapping to do, so I'll catch up the stream later. I hope you and the family have a great Christmas. Bro, I got beer rapping to do, and my rapping is not ideal. Let's just put it that way. We're a better club of pedigree, 100%. Definitely. In terms of where we are at the moment, in terms of finances and the age of the team, Milan are rebuilding, though. I have to admit, they are rebuilding. Aouar and Latour, I mean, we can dream, innit? We can dream. Aouar is a beast on FIFA. He is. I know he's got a good card out at the moment. Sports Genius said, Big C, you have to set rules, and if players don't follow them, you have to punish them. Otherwise, the option is to get physical with the player. I mean, listen, as I say, punishment is one thing, but expelling them from the group completely is different, and I think that's where the debate is coming from. But I think at the moment, because we've got a decent run of games, we're all right. Arteta is not under no pressure, because I think we will beat Norwich on Boxing Day. I think we will beat Wolves next Tuesday. And then after that, it starts to go a little bit crazy. We play Man City, we play Liverpool, we play Tottenham. That's where the pressure will mount on him, and that's where the Aubameyang questions will become more difficult. So I understand what you're saying. Snake Eye said, can we have a live session of Talk is Cheap? Yeah, we was talking about doing a live show on AFTV. So yeah, we definitely have to try and get that done. Sanchez would get Brook up in the Prem. I mean, listen, you know what though, Classic C? The French league is physical. Look what them man have done to Neymar, man. Neymar went to France. They kicked him all over the place. His ankles are mashed up. French league is physical, man. So I think if you can play in the French league, physically you can handle the Prem. It's whether you can deal with the speed and stuff like that, Man said get physical, man. Yeah, Arteta. Is Arteta that guy? I don't know. I think we're in for a quiet January. Listen, I think we'll be looking for loans. Possibly we may buy one player if we get a decent structure in the deal and we feel we need to. We definitely need a midfielder. Big up Biscuit Deep said, big up Big C. Merry Xmas to you and your family. Same to you, same to everyone in the community. Renato will ball for us. I think if you put Renato next to Partey, you'll see a different midfield. Our midfield at the moment is our weakness, I think. Even though you look at the attack and you think, okay, the attack is not vibrant at the moment, I think the midfield is the biggest issue. It was interesting. Another question that Arteta was asked in that interview was, they were saying your attacking options, especially your strikers, you've got Lacazette out of contract in the summer. You've got Eddie Nketiah out of contract. And you've got Aubameyang, that's just a saga that seems to continue every day. Why are the club not learning from previous mistakes? Why did we not sell Nketiah and Lacazette with 1 year to go if we didn't want to keep them? There was a rumour we got 20 million offer from Roma for Lacazette last year. 20 mil to Roma, Eddie Nketiah 11 million to Palace, 31 million in, go and buy somebody else. Instead, you got a position this summer where El Neni, Kolasinac, and Nketiah and Lacazette leave for nothing. 4 players that you should have picked up a little bit of money for. So I do think Arsenal need to get smarter with their handling of players being moved on. Kimmich or Fabinho? Kimmich on the ball is probably better. But in the Prem, as a CDM, I love Fabinho. I think he's possibly... Because I consider Kante more of a box-to-box midfielder than an outright just sit in front of the back four CDM, I would say Fabinho is the best CDM in the Premier League. If you're talking about straight, sit in front of your 2 centre-backs and protect. I don't think there's anyone better than him. Kimmich better on the ball. Maybe in Europe, Champions League. But in the Premier League, I would have Fabinho over Kimmich. But Kimmich is a baller, don't get me wrong. Rodri, best CDM. Rodri's sick on the ball. Quality on the ball. I don't think he's better at winning the ball back than Fabinho, but he's probably better on the ball than Fabinho. So it's definitely an argument. Do you know what? I might even do a show over the next few days. We'll do team of the season so far. A lot of people saying Rodri. Rodri is definitely better on the ball than Fabinho. Kimmich is ridiculous on the ball. He's got pure tech, hasn't he? I think he's out. I'm sure I read that he's out for the rest of the season. Rodri better than Fabinho. It's tough, isn't it? Because it depends what kind of player you want. I think Rodri is that, possession base, keep the ball moving. He's ideal to play in front of the back four. But because Liverpool probably don't keep possession in the same way, they're going to need a Fabinho more. So it kind of depends what kind of player you want, but they're both quality. Rice or Ndidi? Well, I think Fabinho is better than both of them, to be honest. If I'm being totally honest. Rice or Ndidi? I mean, Ndidi's had a bad season, and he injured a lot. Kimmich is back soon. Rodri is a bad man. Rodri, like you said, someone just put in the comments, a lot of his work goes unnoticed, but he's quality. He's vital in a Pep Guardiola system. Rodri, best midfielder at the moment in the Prem. We're definitely going to do a show. We're definitely going to do it. Someone said Xhaka's clear of both. He's clear at yellow cards. Gets more yellow cards than all of them, that's for certain. But not in terms of what he does on the ball. That man loses the ball every minute. But just looking ahead, obviously we play Norwich on Boxing Day. I may throw up a little pre-recorded video for Christmas Day. But obviously Arsenal, fourth in the moment, four points clear of West Ham, 5 points clear of Manchester United. United have 2 games in hand. West Ham have 1 game in hand. Tottenham have 3 games in hand, but they are 6 points behind us. I'd always rather have the points than have the games in hand, people. But a good opportunity for us to win again and close that gap. Obviously, we're 6 points behind Chelsea. I'm not saying we're going to finish above Chelsea, but you got to aim for the teams in front of you. Now, Chelsea play Aston Villa away from home. Tricky game. Tottenham play Palace at home, and we play Norwich. Liverpool versus Leeds has been called off. Wolves versus Watford is off. And Burnley against Everton is off. So, listen, Norwich and Wolves, 2 very winnable games over the next few days. So, we've got to win these 2 games because we all know on New Year's Day we play Manchester City, who are top of the league. And that's where, it could become a slippery slope. But definitely, we have to take advantage of this run of games we got at the moment. As I said, people, Norwich are dreadful. I know they've slightly improved under Dean Smith, but they're rock bottom of the league. They've scored the least goals in the league, 8 goals in 17 games. They haven't won one of their last 5, 3 defeats, 2 draws. They're in the worst form, and they've conceded 34 goals, the 3rd worst defence. I mean, it's the Christmas turkey, mate. It's been seasoned, cooked. All you got to do is finish them off. Surely Arsenal don't roll into town, Santa Claus FC, and lose to them. Now, someone just said, Man United only beat them 1-0. We only beat them 1-0 at home. So, it's not an easy game in that sense, but it should be. It should be. Dean Smith Masterclass. Nah, man, no chance. Are we going to get a drunk pre-recorded Christmas video? Nah, no, I love Arteta. None of that. If we win these next 2 games, I feel the game against City would be slightly different. Yeah, listen, the Manchester City game for me, just go for it. Just go for that game. New Year's Day, you're at home. They have to stop just rolling over against these big teams. And as I say, getting our bellies tickled. Other teams have troubled City this year. They've drawn 2, they've lost 2. Why should we not at least trouble them at home? So, I'm expecting something in that game. Not necessarily, whether we win it, but we should at least be, grind out a draw at home against them or something. No free hits, man. No free hits. No free hits at all, people. So, that's going to be an interesting game. But as I said, these next 2 games are absolutely vital for Arsenal. And I feel we have to get 6 points. Norwich away, Wolves at home, 6 points. Because as we said, people, that January is looking vicious. Do you know what I mean? We got a tough January, as I said, man. And Liverpool twice. Man City wants, Tottenham wants. It is difficult. So we have to pick up those points now. We absolutely have to get them points. And I think we can. If we continue with our good form. Most of our players are available at the moment. I know there's a bit of a debate going on at the moment about when the players will go to AFCON. So that's going to be interesting as well. As I said here, the fixtures in January are not good. They're not good, Man City at home. This has been changed now. This hasn't been updated. So we actually play Liverpool away first on the 6th of January and then play them at home on the 13th of January. So this hasn't been updated yet, but it's the same fixtures. So Manchester City at home. It's then Liverpool away, Nottingham Forest away, Liverpool at home, Tottenham away. That is a very, very difficult, that is literally keep the change, you filthy animal, and a happy new year settings, people. You know what I mean? Leave free hit judges. Nah, man, I called him out. We're having a laugh and a joke about it, but no free hits. No free hits. We're playing Manchester City at home. We got to have a go at them. Liverpool in the cup. Hopefully they'll rest players. Forest will be tricky, but we should win. Spurs away is the derby. We should be going for that. So big games coming up. Stand up if you hate to. You get me once. I have to do it, people. I have to do it once. So, listen, we got some big games coming up, and AFCON is going to damage us as well. We're losing 4 players, even though Aubameyang's not playing, El Neni doesn't play. If we collect injuries over this time, it's going to make life difficult. And look how close them games are knitted together as well. 16 days to play 5 games. It's not going to be easy. So very difficult fixtures coming up. We need to get victories out of some of these games, I tell you. No Europe, no excuses. They have to be in Europe next season, Arsenal. There's no doubt. There's no excuse. Big club, big team, big test. We move forward. Exactly. I just don't want to see this attitude of, it's Man City, so we'll lose. I don't want to see that. I want to say New Year's Day, Man City, we're going to have a go at them. We're going to make life difficult for them. Wrap them up. Tough tackles, all that. Make life difficult. So we'll see. We will see, people, how we handle it. We'll get some of your comments in and then we'll round up. Only a shorter show today. 1,200 of you in here. Lick down that like button and subscribe if you haven't already, people. Just a shorter show today, just to check in with everyone. Free hit settings. None of that, bros. None of that. Ashburn said, do you think AFCON would be postponed? I mean, I don't think it's going to. From what I've read, I think the general argument was that we played the Euros in the summer, all over Europe. I know this new variant wasn't sort of around them, but I think they're gonna play it. It's a very important competition. So they're not just going to allow it to be cancelled if they feel they can do it with all the testing. Man said, lick that like button already. No worries, bro. Big up, bros. Big up, everyone. January ain't a joke. We'll see Arteta's true metal then. And listen, you'll see the press conference reaction during January is going to go crazy. It's going to go mad. I'm telling you, because Arsenal are going to lose 1 or 2 of them games. It's just, we're not that team. We ain't going to beat all those teams. You're going to see some different Aubameyang questions thrown at him during that time, So we'll have to see. Man said, get the therapy in advance. Road to 40k, waiting for that PS5 giveaway. Maybe we'll do a PS5 at 50k, Anthony said, Tottenham have 4 points from City and Liverpool. We need to improve versus the top teams. We are simply unable to get points from those games. It costs us. Exactly. Totally agree. Why should they be able to pick points up off them? We're higher than them in the table. Jeff said, Curtis, it's appreciated that you've done a stream today. Thank you. Big up to you, Jeff. I appreciate that, man. Just had to check in with the community, man, and keep it moving, Snake Eye said, I can take losing if the performance is good. Yeah, you can't have this. The other day I watched the boxing, Chisora. Should have been knocked out from early, but the man showed heart and determination, even though he lost on points. People said, rah. That man put up a real fight. Arsenal ain't moving like that. Arsenal just getting one punch on the jaw, bang, like Amir Khan, mate. Knees just give way and they just fall down and get their bellies tickled, man. You know what I mean? So it's crazy. Big C, prime Xhaka or Basuma? I mean, has Xhaka ever had a prime? I don't know what prime Xhaka even looks like. Prime Xhaka was probably at Mönchengladbach, man. I ain't seen prime Xhaka. Liverbird Life said, Merry Christmas, Curtly. Looking forward to 2022 and playing Arsenal a few times. See a Liverpool man on his high horse, bantering us off. Oh, dear. Man said, I'm playing Arsenal a few times. You come back when we knock you out the Carabao Cup. I have actually got a bet on Liverpool to win the Premier League. So, if that comes in, it'll be a good summer as well. Glassjaw FC, you know what I mean? One punch and the knees are just buckling, fam. The Geezer 139 said, found you in your community about 6 months ago. It's changed my afternoon. Happy Christmas to you, your family, and the community. Big up to you. And listen, man, the community is legendary, man. It makes the channel. Backward passes at his best. I think prime Xhaka is the point where he's getting the red card and he's walking off. That's Xhaka in his, comfort zone. Curtly, man, that was the Yardie name growing up they was throwing at me, man. Dark Smeezer said, I personally don't mind losing to the top two-ish teams, but we always fall down to teams like Norwich at this point of the year. Wins against smaller teams, big butter. Aubameyang hat-trick on Sunday. Hey, not for Arsenal. He might score a hat-trick for someone else. It won't be for us. You know what I mean? Gilfy said, whenever Arteta is under pressure, he always has someone coming out saying how great he is without any proof to back it up. He's got a real big fan base, Arteta. I don't know why, but yeah, he gained them really quick and they love him. Xhaka better than Ramos at red cards. Craig said, Curtis, Bernardo Silva or Sterling, who would you take? I mean, Bernardo's been incredible this season. Do you know the thing why this might sound crazy? 99% of you are going to say Bernardo Silva, and I understand why, because you've seen what he's doing at the moment. He's unbelievable. He's another player to me, like, he gets between the lines in them little pockets where Odegaard gets, and I don't think he would look as good in this Arsenal team. If you're asking me who's the better player and that, then I understand, but in the Arsenal team, I actually don't think Bernardo Silva would look that great. I honestly don't. I think it would be easier to come into this team, get the ball and be a runner like Sterling than it would be to be like a between-the-lines player like Bernardo. Because when we play the better teams, we don't get the ball anywhere near Odegaard. But listen, Bernardo this season's been incredible, by the way. I think Sterling would suit Arsenal better. That's not for me to 1 minute say he's better. I just think he would suit us better. But Bernardo, baller. But you got to be in a quality footballing team to get the best out of him. Like Miguel said, Bernardo, one of the best players in the Prem in that role, 100%. Chris disagrees. Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. I just think when you're a player that gets between the lines, man, you need a midfielder to get the ball to you quickly. I don't think we'd get the best out of Bernardo. Christopher said financially gettable would be Sterling. If Sterling doesn't sign that contract, I think Arsenal will be trying to get him in the summer. I don't think they probably will, but I think they will try. I think apparently Arteta loves him. All or nothing, Arteta versus Aubameyang. Maybe that... Do you know what? That's a good point. Imagine if they're saying, Amazon, listen, man, you signed the contract, yeah? You can't reveal the full story because we want to bust that story on Amazon. Can you imagine the views that documentary is going to get? It's going to blow Amazon's viewing figures through the roof. I'm probably going to do watch-alongs for that. That's how bad it is. Like, I'm so looking forward to it. I will probably do watch-alongs, you know? Lionel said, yo, Curtis, that cut is so fly. Both my brothers are barbers. It's blessing having that Hey, you're lucky, bro. I'm having to book appointments and all kinds of... You ever been to any kind of, Caribbean barbers, man? You book the appointment at 11:30. A man's turning up at 12:15. Like you got all the time in the world, you know what I mean? It's mad. Yardman take. Amazon going to have more drama than East End. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be absolutely crazy. Big up Sir Mickle. He said, Merry Christmas from Jamaica. Big up, bro. Zach said, Sterling, Lacazette and Martinelli would be filthy. Runners, mate. Runners, but that's the only thing. Where would you fit Saka, Smith Rowe, all these guys? Harry said, I'd love Pedro Neto from Wolves. Very good player. Been injured for a while. He ripped up Arsenal last year. Mexican Guna, the watch-alongs would be lit. Yo, trust me, man. We're doing it. We're doing it. Amazon settings, we're doing watch-alongs. 1.2k in the building. Lick that like button, people. I'm nearly out of here. I'm going to crack on with the food and drink, people. You know, it's straight sofa settings for me from now. We may do a little pre-recorded video tomorrow, so look out for that. I don't think I'll be streaming tomorrow, but we'll be back on Boxing Day, of course, with the watch-along. And Ruben said, hey, Curtis, who would you make football's naughty and nice list? I mean, there's a lot of players misbehaving at the moment, man. You know, some crazy stories coming out. Broad said, book it at 11:30. Your barber will take that as evening or daytime. Depends how he's feeling. This man got no rush. Apparently, we're giving Coutinho. What's your thoughts? I saw a story today that if Aubameyang was to go to Barcelona, there's talk of a potential swap deal for Ousmane Dembele or Philippe Coutinho. Now, Dembele apparently is thinking about running down his contract, and he just wants a massive signing on fee somewhere. Coutinho, for me, for Aubameyang, would not. That doesn't appeal to me now. Coutinho 2-3 years ago, I'd have took it. Coutinho now, I mean, he must be 29, 30 now. I'm just not sure. And where do you play Coutinho in this Arsenal team? I don't. That deal would make no sense to me. Coutinho turns 30 in June. I don't know, 250 grand a week. They'd be so typical of Arsenal to go and sign Coutinho. He played 12 games last year. You know, 2 goals, 2 assists. It's not happening for him. 250k. Dembele I'd consider. Sick note, injury prone, but he's a baller. He's electric. You know, he's a live wire. But I wouldn't be looking at Coutinho, man. Yeah, Kia Jarapchin's agent, Coutinho, so you can understand where that's going. Craig said, I've got to start prepping the food for tomorrow. Have a blessed Christmas. And you know what? On that note, I am signing out. I just want to say, before we round up, you know, I want to thank each and every one of you again. Amazing support this year and beyond. And before that, when we started the channel, big up to everyone who supported. Hope you have a great Christmas. Have a great day with your families. Put your feet up, relax, food and drink settings. And Arsenal in the top 4 at Christmas. Happy days. You know, let's hope we finish the end of the season in the same position. So cheers to everyone. Thank you very much for all your support. Looking forward to a great 2022. Hope you all have a great Christmas and look forward to seeing you all on Boxing Day when we go 3-point collecting. Enjoy your day tomorrow and I will see you soon. Bless.